I was fired from my hospital job after refusing to break HIPAA laws today. The CEO who demanded I do it was arrested on my front lawn. I never thought I'd see the day when the CEO of a major hospital would be handcuffed on my front lawn, but that's exactly what happened this morning. 6 months ago, I lost my job as a patient records coordinator because I refused to give him access to a celebrity patient's medical files. Today, justice finally caught up with him when international pop star Eliza James checked into our hospital for emergency surgery last December. Our entire staff was under strict instructions, absolute confidentiality, minimal personnel contact, and zero exceptions to HIPAA regulations. As the person responsible for maintaining patient records, I took these directives seriously. 3 hours after her surgery, my office phone rang. "This is Richard Keller," the voice announced, without preamble. Our CEO, calling me directly, my stomach instantly nodded. "I need complete access to Eliza James' medical records. I'm in everything to my personal account immediately." "Sir, I can only release those records to a direct care team or with the patient's written consent. I sign your paychecks," he snapped. "This isn't a request. The board wants updates and I need those files in the next hour." I knew the board would never ask for such information. More importantly, I knew the law. "I'm sorry, sir, but that would violate federal privacy laws. I can help coordinate a proper request through the patient's representatives." "If listen carefully," he interrupted, his voice dropping to a threatening whisper. "Either those files are in my inbox by noon or you'll be looking for a new job, am I clear?" I spent my lunch break documenting the conversation and forwarding it to our compliance officer. By 3 p.m., I was called to HR and terminated for insubordination and failure to follow management directives. My compliance report was mysteriously missing from the system. With a mortgage, student loans, and barely 2 months of savings, I panicked. I filed for unemployment, applied to dozens of jobs, and contemplated whether I should have just followed orders. But every time that thought crossed my mind, I remembered my patient's trust was worth more than any paycheck. 3 weeks later, I received a call from the hospital's external legal counsel, requesting a meeting. Terrified but with nothing to lose, I agreed. What they revealed stunned me. Eliza James' management team had filed a complaint after discovering someone had leaked details about her surgery to a tabloid. The hospital's internal investigation led straight to the CEO's email. The lawyers asked if I would provide a statement about the CEO's request. I showed them my personal documentation of the call and the email I'd sent to compliance. Their faces said everything. "We'll be in touch," was all they promised. For months, I heard nothing. I eventually found a new position at a smaller clinic across town. The pay was less, but my new supervisor made compliance a priority, not an obstacle. Then this morning, as I was leaving for work, 3 unmarked cars pulled up to my house. FBI agents approached my door just as local news vans appeared at the end of my street. They weren't there for me. They were waiting for Richard Keller, who was being charged with multiple HIPAA violations, wire fraud, and obstruction of justice. They tracked him to my neighborhood, where he'd apparently come to discuss the situation with me before his scheduled surrender. As they led him to the car, our eyes met briefly. The man who once threatened my livelihood now faced up to 10 years in federal prison. My phone hasn't stopped buzzing with messages from former colleagues. The hospital board has requested a meeting to discuss employment reconciliation. The compliance officer who deleted my report has been suspended. I am not sure if I want my old job back. What I do know is that sometimes doing the right thing costs you everything in the moment, but integrity has its own timeline tonight. I'll sleep soundly for the first time in 6 months.